is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Tamika Fox. In this week's broadcast, Week of Prayer brings students closer to Jesus, and the North Bahamas shows appreciation to pastoral family. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. From November 25 to 29, 2024, Bahamas Academy hosted its Week of Prayer under the theme Encounter Jesus. Each day, students gathered in the tentorium to worship, learn health nuggets, listen to sweet singing, and tune their hearts to hear from the Lord through the sermons by Elder Earl Thomas. Elder Thomas focused on encouraging the students to develop meaningful connections with Jesus by using stories and relatable illustrations to paint the picture of Jesus' loving character.
Jesus is the king and we are the millies. We are the ones who break the heart of Jesus. But Jesus still loves us. And Jesus will leave heaven one day and come to this earth to take his bride home with him.
Elder Thomas used the time also to remind the students that Jesus is not just our Savior, but a promise keeper.
When Jesus gives a promise, Jesus keeps his promises. Hello? As I said, Jesus does not make empty promises to his church. When Jesus says, I will come again, he means that he will what? He will come again.
Running concurrently with the high school services, the elementary division of Bahamas Academy held its own Week of Prayer at the Breath of Life Church, centered around the theme Encounter. High school students who were members of the Jesus and Me Club presented the daily sermons through creative skits and props. This interactive way of storytelling was well received by the elementary students, who were captivated by the fun but meaningful presentations. Through the skits, the students explored biblical stories and messages in a way that was relatable to their age group. Throughout the week, students in both divisions were encouraged to reflect on their spiritual lives and share their faith with others. Bahamas Academy's Alumni Weekend took place from November 22nd to 24th, 2024, featuring the class of 2004 under the theme, We've Come This Far by Faith. The weekend kicked off with a Vesper service featuring speeches from Dr. Cheryl Roll, Executive Secretary of the Atlantic Caribbean Union, and Pastor Leonardo Ramin, Executive Secretary of the South Bahamas Conference. Alumni also fondly reminisced about their time at Bahamas Academy. Saturday's events included a stirring Sabbath school led by alumni and divine service with a sermon by Pastor Kenny DeVoe, President of the South Bahamas Conference. During the weekend, former Education Director Anthony Burrows was honored for his achievements in Adventist education, receiving tributes from past students including the Honorable Dr. Lachelle Adderley, His Excellency Sebastian Bastian, and Mr. Hubert Sanders. Gifts were presented to Mr. Burrows by Dr. Lavonda Smith, Principal of Bahamas Academy, administrators, and Mrs. Juliet Sands, Education Director of South Bahamas Conference. Mr. Burrows gave a heartfelt speech reflecting on his tenure and retirement plans. The alumni festivities continued with an evening basketball match between alumni teams at the Kendall J. Isaacs Gym. The weekend concluded on Sunday with a trade show. The organizers expressed their thanks to all who helped to make the Alumni Weekend a successful event. And from the North Bahamas Conference, a retirement celebration was held for Pastor Eric D. Clark and Patrice Clark at the Freeport Adventist Church in Grand Bahama on November 23rd. The Clarks celebrated more than 43 years in ministry to the Adventist Church and the Bahamian community. The day began with a special church service where the church and community members, along with the fellow church leaders, expressed heartfelt gratitude for Pastor Clark's years of dedicated service. In his sermon, Pastor Clark emphasizes the importance of trusting in God, praying, and maintaining thanksgiving in all circumstances. He encourages parishioners to lean on their faith during times of uncertainty.
Sometimes our first inclination is not to pray. Instinctively, some of us worry first. What do? We jump into it like a bull in a china shop, and we try to handle it. We check to see who is on our side. We call them on the phone and let them know where the sun has not shined. And then if that doesn't work out, we're going to pray. But Paul says, when you're on the Lord's side, then you should pause and pray first.
The celebration continued with an evening service where churches and conferences expressed their appreciation for the Clark family and their service to God. Many of the local churches testified of the support they received from Pastor and Mrs. Clark after Hurricane Dorian. The South Bahamas Conference also shared in the celebration with a video tribute thanking Clark for his service. Pastor Clark was ordained in the Bahamas Conference in 1986 and has served in this territory as a local pastor, youth director, and executive secretary. On behalf of the members of the South Bahamas Conference, we thank the Clark family for their years of service and dedication to God's ministry as they begin this new chapter in their lives. When we come back, we'll have more on what's coming up in the South Bahamas Conference.
Join us in spreading joy and hope to children who have faced unimaginable loss through the Coins for Compassion project, a heartfelt initiative by the South Bahamas Conference Children and Adolescents Ministries Department in partnership with ADRA Bahamas. This is a wonderful opportunity for us to show compassion. By collecting coins throughout November, we can help bring smiles to the faces of children who have lost parents to violence. Every coin counts, and our generosity can create lasting impact in their lives. The ADRA banks are available for collection at the conference office. Whether it's your spare change or a special donation, your support will provide care, comfort, and hope to those who need it most. Let's unite as a community and show these children that they are not alone. Together, we can bring a little light into their lives. And thank you for your kindness and your support.
Welcome back to our Adventist News, and coming up in the South Bahamas Conference. The South Bahamas Conference Music Ministries presents a Festival of Carols, an evening of Christmas carols to honor the birth of Jesus, this Sabbath, December 7th, 2024, at the Hillview Church. All are invited to attend. The North Bahamas Conference will hold its 7th regular session on December 7th and 8th at the Freeport Seventh-day Adventist Church in Freeport, Grand Bahama. Bahamas Academy Annual Christmas Program will be held on Monday, December 9th, beginning at 9:30 a.m. at the school's grounds. The theme for the program is the promise of peace. All are invited to attend and support our students. All children and adolescents are invited to the Charm Fun Day on December 8th at the Bahamas Academy grounds from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Children and adolescents should wear their local church shirt or blue Charm I Will Go shirts. Come and join the fun. The new Master Guide cohort will begin Sunday, December 8th at 6 a.m. Please note that this will be the final Master Guide training for this quadrennium. The Health Ministries Department will hold its week of prayer meetings from December 8th to 14th, 2024 at 6 a.m. The meetings will be online under the theme Compassion in Action. All are invited to The Gift, an evening of artistic expression and original music based on the birth of Jesus on December 15th, 2024. For more information, contact Daniel Boswick at encounterthegift@gmail.com. All health leaders, professionals, and enthusiasts are invited to the SBC Health Ministries and Adventist Health Professionals Association End-of-Year Social. It will be held on December 21st at the Philadelphia Church, beginning at 2 p.m. Mark your calendars for the 2025 South Bahamas Conference Convention under the theme Commissioned for Mission. The convention will be held at the Kendall J. Isaacs Gymnasium from January 24th to 26th, 2025. The guest speaker will be Dr. William Lee from First Church in Huntsville, Alabama. Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all our upcoming conference events. There, you can also view a rebroadcast of our Adventist news updates, along with other local programming from our cable channel, ATV658, and read the weekly logos, as well as the Adventist page from the Nassau Guardian.
Do you want to know of a way we can be healthy and save money at the same time? Backyard farming. By growing your own fruits and vegetables on a small scale, there can be many benefits. 1. It can improve your health. There is nothing better than freshly picked fruits and vegetables. These foods are said to be ideal for lowering blood pressure and reducing the risk of heart disease. Imagine the wealth of benefits you can gain by consuming them just minutes after picking. 2. It reduces food costs. Fruits and vegetables are very expensive. By growing your own crops, it will help you to save money. 3. It produces a quality product. One thing you don't have to worry about is how safe your fruits or vegetables are. By growing them yourself, there's no need to worry about the use of pesticides or wax. Your crops will be organically grown and healthy too. 4. It provides exercise or a social opportunity. By turning soil or lifting bags of fertilizer, believe it or not, you're getting a light exercise, not to mention the fresh air and sunlight you'll receive. This activity can be done alone as a hobby to help increase mood or with friends and family. In starting your backyard farm, consider 1. How to properly care for your crop. 2. Make sure you have the right soil. 3. Research fruits and vegetables that grow in your climate and get your backyard farm started. I am Parisha Ferguson with your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
Let's go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Negros Occidental, Philippines, in partnership with the U.S.-based organization Revival of Hope Global Outreach, hosted an evangelistic series with hundreds of people baptized.
Under the theme, Journey to Hope, the campaign spanned several districts in the region. The messages emphasized the importance of the second coming of Jesus and the mission of sharing the gospel. Supported by local leaders, the initiative reached a large audience, resulting in baptisms and decisions for Christ. Over 500 new members joined the Seventh-day Adventist Church, thanks to the collaborative efforts of pastors and church members.
This event highlights the impact of collective missionary work and the Seventh-day Adventist Church's commitment to spreading the message of God's love, preparing people for the imminent return of Jesus Christ.
Well, that's it for our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. To share what is happening at your church, please email your news stories and upcoming events to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming and to keep in touch with what's happening at our conference, visit our website at southbahamasconference.org. The SBC Media Network's Facebook and Instagram pages are filled with lots of materials from the Communications Department, so you'd want to check those out. And remember to subscribe, like, follow, and share. You can watch and listen to programs from our radio station, Word SBC 88.3 FM, and our Adventist television channel, ATV658. Get updates, insights, and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. The programming from ATV658 can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference YouTube channel. So, feel free to watch a recap of our Adventist news. On behalf of our production team, it was our pleasure to bring you tonight's news update. I'm Tamika Fox for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.